Hey guys, it is Thursday, and that means it's time for another episode of the Daily Bird. I don't actually have. I suppose I have. I don't want to have excuses for why these haven't been coming out more frequently, but I've been swamped either trying to get work or with the work that I do have, and then we're just expecting more provision. So if you guys would agree with us that there's more stuff coming in, more work coming in, and the Holy Spirit's got that covered, we receive it for you guys as well. So actually, let's just take a minute. Holy Spirit, thank you so much for the provision that you're bringing in. Thank you for how you bless your kids, and we just invite you to be glorified in blessing us to bless others. I ask that you capture our hearts in that way, Papa. Thank you. And Holy Spirit, what do you want to talk about today? I feel like there's almost always like new reasons that we have found to justify our offense based upon some kind of breakdown in how we see somebody else's behavior and our own theology or our own moral compass, our own perspective on life, the universe, and everything. And we know that Jesus educated people, like he confronted issues about morality and about societal responsibility and personal responsibility and, if you will, spiritual responsibility. And all those things are important, and being able to establish right from wrong is also important. But part of what we run into that can really kind of be a problem is that when we try to establish righteousness, when we try to establish the difference between right and wrong even, for a wide and varied group of people, and we only really want to look at one perspective, it doesn't really work. And I want to suggest to you guys that, well, yes, I believe that Jesus is God. I believe that He's it, and I do believe the Bible is true. We can't say that the Bible doesn't have context, for one, but more importantly than that, at this point, for the sake of what we're talking about, more importantly than that, none of the apostles, when they're doing ministry, try and only give one approach or one perspective credence. Paul, when he's ministering to the Greeks, meets them where they're at, talks to them like a fellow Greek. He doesn't spend a ton of time only, speaking Hebrew. I mean, I'm sure that there was tons of that. Please don't misunderstand me, but he ministers to people where they're at. He deals with them culturally and honors that culture. I feel like that's almost lost on us. We've kind of convinced ourselves that our perspective on Jesus and what we understand to be true morally gives us a right to just discredit and, in some cases, flat out ignore wherever anybody else is at. And guys, it's not our example. That's not what we have from Jesus or the disciples. So I want to suggest that that's really not where we need to end up. Oh, I'm about to run out of time. So, warmth and love,